Hi guys, I hope everything is going great for you today. Today's lesson is lesson 14-3. Today we're going to be talking about repeating shapes with patterns, and I have to admit, this is probably the most challenging lesson of this topic. So up until now, you may have been thinking, oh, this is no problem. I got this pattern stuff down pat. Today's lesson might, be a little bit more challenging, I guess is the word. But if you watch all of the videos that I've prepared for you and you really take that time just to watch and absorb, I really think that you'll find a strategy that works for you. So we're going to jump right in with the solve and share today. I am working off of workbook page 745. So please get out your workbook, open to this page, and let's take a look at this solve and share. It says the rule for the repeating pattern below is square, triangle. What will be the 37th shape in the pattern? Explain. All right, so let's wrap our brain around this. We know that we have a square and then a triangle, and then it kind of repeats, right? So square, triangle, square, triangle, square, triangle, and that pattern keeps going and going and going. They want to know what will be the 37th shape. Now, there's two ways that we can go about this, the easy way or the hard way. I definitely want to pick the easy way. The hard way would be as if we could keep drawing this out, right? We could keep drawing and drawing and drawing and then count, and whatever the 37th shape is, we could do that. In fact, I want to show you. I'm actually going to rip my book. I can't believe I'm doing this, I'm ripping it right out for you. Okay, so this is an example of a student's work who did it this way. He kept repeating the pattern, square, triangle, and he did it and he counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and all the way up to the 37th shape. And he said that it's going to be a square. This way right here is the hard way. Why? Because it takes a lot of time. You have to draw a lot of things, and you might make more mistakes if you do it this way too, because you could lose count or something like that. Another way to do a problem like this is to kind of think of it like a copy paste feature. If you were on a computer and you had to make a repeating pattern, you might, instead of just, if you were taking like an image from something and copying and pasting it, you would decide what you want it to copy and you would highlight that. So you would probably highlight the first two things, right? And you'd copy that and then you'd paste and then paste again, right? So all of these, the third and fourth, the fifth and sixth, they would be your pastes. So you'd copy the first thing, highlight it, and then paste, 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 just so it was a little bit easier. So what we can do when we're making a pattern is once we can identify what pattern is repeated over and over again, you kind of think of it like the copy part, right? What part you copied, then we can use that information to determine what a future shape will be. Here's how we do it. We can actually use division. So I'm going to take 37 and I'm going to divide it by how many shapes are in my pattern, my original pattern. And so I have a square and I have a triangle. So that's 2, 1, 2, and it kind of repeats. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. It keeps going on and on. So I'm going to divide 37 by 2. 2 goes into 3 one time. 2 times 1 is 2. Subtract, bring down my 7. 2 goes into 7. How many times? Let's see. 2 times 8. 2 times 9. 2 times 9 would be 18, so it's going to be 2 times 8. 2 times 8 is 16. We subtract and get a 1. So we have 18, remainder 1. And you're probably saying, well, Mrs. Atkinson, how does that help me? So here's what that means. This repeating original part that was the copy part, right? It can get pasted 18 times and then 18 full times, right? This is 1 full time, 2 full times, 3 full times. So it goes 18 full times. And then there's a remainder of 1, meaning 18 full times and then 1 more. So if this was 18 full times and then 1 more, right? What would be your shape? Your shape would actually be a square, right? Because it would be triangle, square, triangle, square. So it would go 18 full times, and then the square of the next time would be in the 37th position. So your 37th shape, is a square. So that other kid who said it was a triangle, oh no, he said it was a square too, sorry. He got the right answer. So even though he did it the long way, he got the right answer. Let's take a look at Christopher's work. So this guy is Christopher. And he said the squares have odd numbers and the triangles have even numbers. So he's thinking about this even a little bit more differently than I did, right? And he said, since 37 is odd, the 37th shape will be a square. Let's take a look at that. So he's saying the square is odd. So sorry about that. So we have first position, third position, fifth position. So I see what he means. And he's saying the triangles are all even, and that pattern will continue. So since 37, 7 is an odd number, it's going to have to be a square. And his reasoning makes sense as well. So there's lots of strategies that can be used to find patterns and repeating shapes. And that's going to be everything what we're talking about today. All right, let's take a look at the back of our page. I want to actually show you a video. So we're going to jump over to Pearson Realize. And I'd like you to watch this video along with me.
How can you use a repeating pattern to predict a shape? Think about this question during the lesson. Rashad is making a repeating pattern for the rule triangle, square, trapezoid. What will be the 49th shape in the pattern? A repeating pattern is made up of shapes or numbers that form a part that repeats. How many shapes are in this pattern before it repeats?
All right, so triangle, square, trapezoid. Triangle, square, trapezoid. Triangle, square, trapezoid. So how many are in the repeating part, right? The part that we would be like highlighting and then copying. That would be 3. What do they want us to do here? Drag shapes to complete the pattern from the first position. Triangle, no. What do they want us to do? I don't know what they're wanting us to do here. We're skipping this.
3 shapes are in the pattern before it repeats. Look for features of the repeating pattern. The trapezoid is the 3rd, 6th, and 9th shape in the pattern. The positions of the trapezoids are multiples of 3.
Okay, so you see that?
The triangle is the 1st, 4th, and 7th shape in the pattern. The positions of the triangles are one more than a multiple of 3. The square is the 2nd, 5th, and 8th shape in the pattern. The positions of the squares are one less than a multiple of 3. The triangle is in position number 1, 4, and 7. What position will the next triangle after 7 be in?
So the next one after 7, right? Let's see if we're right.
The next triangle will be in the 10th position. What is the remainder when you divide 4, 7, and 10 by 3? Select your answer.
Okay, so what is the remainder when you divide 4, 7, and 10 by 3? Well, think about it. 10 divided by 3 would be, what is the remainder when you divide 4, 7, and 10 by 3? You have 1.
The remainder is 1. Now use the repeating pattern to solve the problem. Divide 49 by 3. You divide by 3 because there are 3 items in the repeating pattern. 49 divided by 3 equals 16, remainder 1. The pattern repeats 16 times. The first shape in the repeating pattern, a triangle, then appears. 49 is 1 more than a multiple of 3. So the 49th shape is a triangle. Is 1 the remainder when you divide any number that is 1 more than a multiple of 3 by 3? Yes, 1 is the remainder. Now you know how to use a repeating pattern to predict a shape.
Great job!
Oh, good job, everyone. All right, so now let's go back. We already did that. Listening to the way other people explain it is always a good idea, and that's why I've included so many videos for today's lesson. One of the videos that you're going to have the option to watch today is another 4th grade teacher whom I love, Mrs. De Silva, and she uses her guided notes to explain this same lesson. She taught this lesson back in May because some of the teachers are doing the lessons and the topics out of order. So her lesson was really good, and I wanted to give you guys a chance to hear some other teachers teach the lesson. So yeah, as long, you're listening to me right now, but I'm sure you're kind of tired of hearing my voice all the time. So feel free to check out Mrs. De Silva's lesson after this video is over. I think you'd really, I think you're going to like it, and she makes it so clear. All right. So today, what I would like to do is do some of the independent practice problems on the bottom, and then we might do 1 or 2 additional problems. And then your work for today is to do the homework and practice page. So it's this page right here. It's page 749. And you have to do the front and you have to do the back. And then you're going to take a picture of it and upload it if you want to. And there's an answer key that's attached to today's Google Classroom assignment. All right, so let's take a look at the independent practice down here. It says the rule is square, triangle, square. Okay, so square, triangle, square. Square, triangle, square. Right? Square, triangle, right? So square, triangle, square. Square, triangle, square. Square, triangle. There'd be another square there. I always like to do it twice just to make sure I'm doing it right. Right? Let's take a look at this one. It says the rule is up, down, left, right. So we have up, down, left, right. And it's sometimes nice to say it out loud and to change your voice. So we have up, down, left, right. Up, down, left, right. Okay, this one is, the rule is 1, 1, 2. So we have 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. Right? This is pretty easy so far. The rule is 5, 7, 4, 8. 5, 7, 4, 8. 5, 7, 4, 8. 5, 7, 4, 8, 5. And it would keep going. All right, easy peasy so far. Determine the given shape or number in each repeating pattern. Let's see. So it says the rule is tree, apple, apple. What is the 19th shape? All right, this is where it gets tricky, right? Tree, apple, apple. So we need to figure out what part is the copy part, right? What is our original pattern? Tree, apple, apple, right? And then it just repeats over and over and over again. So if I want to find out the 19th shape, I'm going to divide 19 by however many objects are in my pattern. So I have a 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to divide 19 by 3, right? And then I'm going to say, okay, 3 can't go into 1. 3 times 6 is 18. So it leaves me 1 left over. So my answer is 6 remainder 1. So what does that mean? How is that going to help me find out what the 19th shape is? 6 remainder 1 means that this pattern repeats 6 full times and then there's 1 left over, right? So what would the next pattern be? It would be the tree. That would be the 1 left over. If it was remainder 2, it would be this guy, right? So my answer is tree. Tree is going to be my 19th shape. Let's try this one. The rule is 1, 2. What is the 42nd number? So we have 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, right? Now we could keep doing that and figure out what the 42nd number is, but that's going to take a long time and I'm being a little lazy, right? I don't want to keep having to figure that out. So I'm going to take my shortcut. I'm going to find out what is the part that actually repeats. The 1, 2, right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So I'm going to divide 42 by 2. Okay. 2 goes into 4 2 times. 2 goes into 2 1 time. So it goes in 21 exact times. That means that this repeats 21 exact times. So since it goes in evenly, it's going to be the 2, right? That's going to be the 42nd number, a 2. I'm going to try another one just on my piece of paper. And I'm just going to make this up as I go. Let's say I had a pattern, heart, square, circle, triangle. Okay, and then it just repeats heart, square, circle, triangle, heart, square, circle, triangle. And I want to know what is, I don't know, I'm going to say the 30th shape. Okay, how would I figure that out? Well, this is my part that keeps repeating, right? How many objects are in this? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I would say 30 divided by 4, right? That goes 7 times with a remainder of 2. So what that means is that this is going to repeat 7 full times and then 2 more shapes. So 7 plus 2 more, 1, 2. So my 30th shape would be a square. What about using the same pattern? I don't know, what would my, let's do like one that's high, 372, making that up. What would my 372nd shape be? All right, well, I can figure that out. I'm going to take 372, let me do it up here. And I'm going to divide that by 4, right? Why 4? Because there's 4 shapes in my repeating pattern. I can't go in there. That would be a 9. Bring down the, it's going to go in evenly. 4 goes into 12 3 times, right? So since it goes in evenly, right, it's going to be this last number. So it goes in evenly. So our 372nd shape should be, would it be the last one? 300, yeah, it would be a triangle, right? Because it goes in perfectly even. So see, you can do this. You can take any number you want. You're just going to divide it. And then the remainder would be to try to distinguish if it was a remainder 1, a remainder 2, or remainder 3. I wouldn't have a remainder 4 because then that would mean it would be even, right? So pretty cool. All right. Your goal for today is to just gain a greater understanding of everything that you need to get done and understand that repeating patterns aren't all that hard. So, but it can be tricky. So I get that too. I actually feel like the way the book teaches it is a little bit tricky. But if you remember the division rule, you should be fine. So you just watched my video. Now there are a bunch of videos that you can watch. There's a LearnZillion, one from a really reputable math website that I like. There's a 3-minute YouTube video on repeating shapes. And then the one down at the bottom is Mrs. De Silva's video. This is the answer key for the work you're going to be doing today. And then if you would like to, you can send me a picture of your assignment. All right, guys, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you right back here tomorrow.